thanks for coming back to PT Pilates. Now today's workout, it's called Feeling Foundations. I don't want you to think that it's just for beginners, just for those that need the foundations, but it's called Feeling Foundations because it's just for when you're feeling like working those foundations, when you really want to recollect, come back to those basic exercises that allow you to develop your deep strength, your flexibility in your joints, but also create that nice, strong foundation that we're all looking for in our bodies from head to toe. We are going to use a resistance band for today's class. So the resistance band is just going to help us get a little bit deeper, connect a little bit more into that mind-muscle connection, and of course, feel peach perfect. We're going to start on our back today. Just have that band right with you by your side. We'll grab it here pretty shortly. Once you're on your back, you're just going to start in a neutral spine. Knees bent, feet are grounded. Find your nice little curve in your low back. And then you're just going to rest your hands right on top of your hips, right on top of your pelvis, so that we can take a pelvic rock. You'll start to breathe out to button the back of your belly button down to your mat. Glue it there, feel your fingertips tip up towards the sky, and then breathe in to come right back to neutral. Breathing out to collect your core, pull it in, and then breathe in to find that neutral. Now, as you start to rock your pelvis, can you keep your neck as relaxed as possible? Can you keep that foundation underneath your feet without turning on the glutes or the backs of your thighs? So we're really focusing on those deep abs, our internal core that supports our low back. Now this is about as basic as it gets. Your pelvic rock here in Pilates is super important because it's going to force your deepest abs to turn on that wouldn't naturally turn on if I just told you we're going to work some core exercises today. So this is very important. Whenever you have a chance, I totally recommend coming into this exercise to help you protect your low back, or just when you feel like you need a little bit more support around that deep core. Next time you're in that imprint where your back of your belly button's buttoned down, can you pause for me there? You're going to lift your right leg up into tabletop. Check in. You still want that curve flattened in your low back. Left leg's meeting your right leg. Both legs are coming up at tabletop. Try to stay as solid as you can in your center as one foot floats back down and then lifts right back up. Other foot floats back down and lifts right back up. If you need your hands down by your sides for a little bit of balance on this one, that's totally fine. Can you try to breathe out as your leg moves away from you and breathe in as you pick your knee back up? Make sure it's your thigh bone that's moving and not just kicking your seat with your foot, but you're really looking to reach that toe away from you as you try to drop it back down for the mat. Engage in your center. As we work these foundations, it'll get easier for you to find that flat low back curve. It'll get easier for you to keep your neck relaxed. We're doing one more of these on each side. You're going to pause with both legs back up at tabletop. From here, can you start to move both legs away from you, only as far as you can keep your core connected, and then breathe in to lift them right back up. Breathe out to lower, lower, lower. Breathe in to lift and scoop. Try to take just as long to come up as you do to move away from you. And then again, think more core and move just as far away from you as you can keep that core on and active and stay out of tension in your low back or your neck. Pull your belly button towards your spine for 4 more. You might feel that shaking sensation as those toes lower down, down, down. After this 4th one, I'm just going to have you give both knees a big hug in towards your chest. Try to relax some tension from the front of your neck. And then set both feet right back down. We're going to grab for your resistance band here. You want to hold on to the band on either end, about shoulder distance apart. And then you're just going to reach both arms straight up towards the sky. Looking at that band, looking at your hands, you're just going to start to open those arms out towards the side like a V, and then bring them right back up above your shoulders. Out like a little V, and then back above your shoulders. As you start to open here, I want you to think about gluing your shoulder blades together back behind you. And I want you to think about activating your core even more in your long neutral spine. So this time, not only are you pulling your belly button towards your spine, but you're thinking about pulling your spine all the way up towards your belly button. So it's like you're putting on a corset here. And each time your arms open, can you think about that corset getting even tighter? So it's like those strings are tightening. As your arms move away from one another, you'll start to feel your chest light up. You'll start to feel your back light up as you continue to move. Next long, next relax, shoulders are away from our ears. Little micro bend in your elbows. Try not to hyperextend them here. We've got 4 more like this. 3 more like this. Last 2. And then we're going to add a little ab curl from here. Those hands come in front of your shoulders. Follow the band with your eyes. You're going to lift your head, neck, and chest up as that band reaches towards your knees. Or are you still in a long neutral spine? Take a peek at your pelvis. You want your hips pubic bone parallel to the floor. You don't want that pubic bone tucked up. You're going to lower your shoulders, neck, and head. And we'll do 2 more like that. Exhale, lift muscles in my back. Turn on. Inhale to lower down with control. Try to keep your neck in alignment. So it's like you're grabbing an apple between your chin and your chest. You don't want to let it go. We're going to combine the 2 from here. You open your arms up. Bring them together, take that ab curl, and lower down. So 1 open, close, 1 ab lift, and lower. As you take this pattern, your body, your brain is going to try to kind of get lost in the pattern. And your goal is to concentrate so much so that you can move with precision in each and every move with just as wonderful a form as you had from the start. We're going to do 1 more like this, opening and closing those arms, holding your ab curl. You're going to send both legs to tabletop. Now try to send them to tabletop up underneath that band. So it's like you're reaching your band all the way for your ankles. So they're a little closer towards your chest than tabletop, let's just say that. Hold your head, neck, and chest up. Your arms are going to reach all the way back behind you so they line up with your ears. And then your hands come all the way forward. Try to tap your shins with that band. So those arms go back, back, back. Feel that shake in your deep core. And those arms come forward to try to tap your ankles. We've got 4 of these. Try to exhale on the way back. After this 4th one, you're just going to set your shoulders, neck, and head down. Kind of hug your knees in towards your chest using that band. And then we're going to add some legs from here. So make sure your neck gets the opportunity to recover. You'll lift your head, neck, and chest back up. From there, your arms go back, your legs go forward as you breathe out. Little V shape. Hug them both in. Try to tap those ankles. Little V shape. And then try to tap those ankles. We've got 10. Exhale every time you reach low. Harder part of the move, always that exhale. Feel your shoulders moving down your back. It's a version of your double leg stretch. You recognize that from your mat work. Really, really nice. Last 3. Last 2. After this one, both knees hug in. We set our head down. We shake like we're saying no. So, so gorgeous. We're coming up to our knees here. Go ahead and take that band with you as you make your way up to your knees. We're going to start high on those knees here for this first set of exercises. So you want them about right underneath your hip bones here. Almost imagine like there's a ball between your inner thighs. You want to kind of zip them together and think about your belly button pulling up through your ribs to help you grow taller and help you stay supported here on this foundation so that you're not dumping weight into your joints of your knees or your hips and creating irritation here. Now we're looking to open up our chest even more with this next exercise. Holding onto the band a little wider this time. You'll see why in a second. You're going to bring that band all the way down by your thighs. Breathe in as you reach your hands for the sky. Here's why we need our hands wide. Breathe out to drop that band all the way back behind you. Nice opening in the chest and the pecs. Hold on to your core. Breathe in to reach up overhead. Breathe out to tap those thighs. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to circle. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to circle. So each time you're lifting up overhead, you want to inhale. Find that expansion. And then exhale, find that support to deeply engage those shoulders and find them pulling away from your ears. Make sure that they're protected as your hands reach up overhead, especially important on that way back. We've got 3 more like this. These feel so nice. Now, after this third one, you're just going to bring that band right back in front of your thighs. Pause with it there. It's your chest expansion. You're just going to press those hands back and bring them back in line with your torso. Press them back and bring them right in line with your torso. Your arms are like in this little V position here, so that you can really think about gluing your shoulder blades together back behind you. You're also going to feel the backs of your arms start to work those triceps. Even though your arms are long and straight, we're engaging that upper part, back part of our arm that we all hate, I know. Really engage. It's hard to target, but once we do, you feel the work immediately. We're doing 4 of these, 3 of these, 2 of these, and then after this one, I'm going to bring the band all the way back behind my back. So just let go with one end. You want your palms to be facing up towards the sky once you're holding the band behind your back, about a shoulder distance apart. I'm going to send my seat down towards my heels until it's floating about 1 inch up off my heels. You'll notice how your chest dives forward when you do so. Try to pull your navel in, pull it away from gravity. All we're going to do is lift our arms up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Can you spiral your collarbone a little bit wider? And again, feel those same muscles in the backs of your arms activating. You want to keep that gaze out in front of you here so your neck stays long and relaxed. And this becomes all about those arms. Now each time you lift, you're feeling that squeeze, you're feeling that shake. And then next time those arms are lifted, we're going to hold them lifted. You're just going to pull an inch out, an inch in, an inch out, an inch in. So just pulling on that band ever so slightly, engaging the side part of your upper shoulder this time, finding those nice, strong, toned shoulders. And then we're just going to combine. You're going to go up an inch, out an inch, up an inch, out an inch. Little pattern, just like we talked about on our back. As we draw this pattern, mind tries to get lost in it. We concentrate. We focus on our form. We engage with every ounce of the move. For 4, for 3, for 2. We are done with that band for right now. Set is to the side. You're going to sit all the way down on those heels from here. Nice stretch across your quads, fronts of the legs. Our arms are coming out to a big T. And we're going to take a version of your mermaid. Start to tip over towards the right. As your right hand drops, can you bend that elbow? Reach your left hand up overhead. And then think about that left hip getting heavier onto your left heel. Use that right arm, use that strength in your shoulder to spring all the way back up to vertical using your waist. And then tip over to the left, same exact thing. Right hand reaches up overhead. Hip gets heavier. And then spring on up. Now make sure that your ribs aren't trying to round back as you reach up overhead. This is purely side plane. You are looking to keep your heart open and square, like there's a pane of glass in front of you and behind you as you take this reach up and over. So make sure your obliques aren't trying to twist you down towards the ground. Looking for expansion for 1 more on each side. Breathe in as you tip over. Breathe out as you lift. Those hands are coming behind your head, elbows bent out nice and wide. Spine twist from here. Exhale, rotate your heart just as far as that opposite hip can stay down on your heel. Come back to center. Grow taller as you rotate to the other side. And come back to center. Exhale as you twist. Inhale to reset. Exhale to twist. Inhale to reset. Keep those hips back. They're on your heels. There's feedback there. Make sure they stay back on your heels. As you elongate your ribs up away from those hips, you'll feel more twist across your deep core, across your obliques. Not a very large move, but very powerful. We're doing 1 more on each side. Bring it out here. And then go ahead and relax those arms, give those shoulders 3 big rolls back up towards your ears. We're gonna head into side lying position here next. Now I want my right leg to be the first leg that's working, so I'm gonna lie over on my left side. It doesn't matter which leg you wanna work first, whichever side you wanna lie on first. I'm gonna prop myself up on my forearm, but you always could lie all the way down on your side using your hand as a little pillow. Once you make your way to your side, your bottom leg is gonna stay bent, give you some support underneath you, and your top leg is gonna reach straight out, flexing your foot like you're trying to wipe the sole of your foot on the opposite side of the room, all the way on that wall, as far away from you as possible. Notice how that lifts your bottom side torso up away from the ground, whether you're on your forearm or lying all the way down, same effect on both sides. This straight leg is going to start to lift and lower, lift and lower. Notice how that lift and lower is pretty small, because I want to make sure that my knee and my toes stay pointing directly forward towards that screen, and they're not turning up towards the sky to lift and lower. I'm reaching my heel as far as I can away from me, and it's less about the height and more about that contraction in your outer thigh. You're keeping your torso totally still, so you're not collapsing in that torso to lift your leg higher, but it's purely coming from that outer and inner thigh. Make sure you spiral that hip, top hip, so it's pointing straight forward as well. And then as you lift here, you're going to notice that you feel these muscles activating almost immediately. It's very, very small, almost like a shake, like a quiver when you feel those muscles working in the right place. And then next time that leg is lifted, we're just going to pause with it in a lifted position. From here, you're going to pulse an inch back, an inch forward, an inch back, an inch forward. You're still flexed with that foot. Your hip is still forward. And as you pulse back, I want you to notice this is squeezed right underneath your seat, about where the back of your thigh connects. This work is going to help you to lift your tush up that 2 inches and stretch out the front of your hip, release your hip flexor. So this is also amazing for those of us that have tight hips. You wouldn't know it here. As you're working to shape that peach, you're also letting your hip flexors recover. Next time your leg is in the back position, we're holding it back there, little baby circle. As you draw your circle, try to lift your leg an inch higher. I know it's tough. Your seat is really tired when you do this work because the muscles that we're working are very small, so they get tired very quickly. Now we're taking a break after this, so do your best to keep up with me. We're reversing the direction of this circle. Now as you reverse, little exhale every time you circle. Don't forget to breathe. It is very easy to hold your breath on these. We've just got 4, 3, 2, and then you're going to relax that leg all the way down on top of that bottom leg. Second you start breathing, you feel that oxygen making its way into your seat. It starts to recover. We're getting ready for our clams here. You're going to lift both feet up 2 inches. With them hovering just makes this exercise a little bit harder. Top hand can go to your hip. Make sure that hip's forward as your top knee starts to open and then your top knee closes. Top knee opens and top knee closes. Can you work in both directions? So as that knee is lowering down, imagine that there's something right between those legs, like maybe a small ball of grapefruit. You're trying to juice that grapefruit, squeeze that ball, turn on your inner thighs. Resistance in both directions. That's what Pilates is about, working in all directions. Next time your knee is open, we're going to hold it there. Here's your combo. Flick that top leg straight, bend your knee, close your knee, open, flick, connect, and lower. Open, flick, connect, and lower. We're going to call this your extended clam. Super tough for that top hip, top side torso. Obliques are working so hard. We've got 3 of these. You can get through it, I promise you. Just 3 more. Once you've done that last one, can you pause for me in that open clam? Tiny little pulses with your top knee. Up, up, up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let that go, breathe, recover, and swing those legs all the way around. We're gonna do that exact same set of exercises on your opposite side. So you're either on the forearm or you're lying all the way down. Bottom knee is bent underneath us. We're using it for support. Top leg reaches straight out, nice and long. We're spiraling that top hip forward. So it's pointing forward along with our knee, along with our toe. Heel reaches across the room. Start with your lift and lowers on this side. As you lift and lower, you want that lower to be with your leg just about the height of your hip. So it's not lowering all the way to the ground, where it's in a working range of motion this entire time. So there's no break on that way down. It's tough on that way down. It's like you're moving through a body of water, creating that resistance in both directions. I want you to exhale on the way up, so you feel that contraction, that squeeze in your outer thigh, the side of your hip, and so that you feel that deep work in those teeny tiny muscles. They start to quiver as you reach longer and longest. Activating your core, stay up out of that bottom shoulder. It's super easy to sink down. Now your bottom leg is working to support you here. It's super tired after that first set of exercises, so this side might feel more fatigued, might feel more difficult even from the get-go. Next time your leg's lifted, you're gonna pause with it lifted and take those pulses an inch back, an inch forward, an inch back, an inch forward. Squeezing your tush on that way back. Trying to keep your core active so that there's no pinch in your low back. I don't want you to feel like you're arching your low back to send that heel back further. It's a pretty small move, just like we talked about with that lift and lower. It's just this deep squeeze of your seat every time you pulse back. Next time you're back, we're gonna hold that leg back. Start to draw your circle. Again, look for length in your torso. No pinch in that low back. Activity in your center. Reaching that leg long, trying to lift as you draw that circle. Notice if one hip feels like it has a little bit less or more range of motion than the other. A little bit tired than the other, less connected. And then reverse that circle. Exhale with every circle. Don't forget to breathe. Come on. Breath is the most important part of our Pilates practice. Most important part of life. Let's be real. We're here for 4, 3, 2. We're getting a break on 1. Bend that knee. Drop it down on top of your bottom leg. Take a breath. Recollect. Gets tired quickly, recovers quickly. We're like, oh, I'm already back to normal. Once you feel that way, go ahead and hover those feet up. Start with your clam. Open that top knee, close that top knee. Keep your hip forward and try to work in both directions. If we need to lie down on that arm because our neck is getting tired, there's nothing wrong with that. So I want you to embrace what's working for your body today, as opposed to trying to match what's working for my body today. Those feet are hovering, it makes it a little harder. You can also take a clam with both feet down, totally fine. We're gonna add that extension to our clam. We hold our knee open, flick, close those feet, close those knees, open, flick, close those feet, close those knees. So feet can stay down, feet can stay hovering. Whatever's working for us works for this. We are here for 3 more of these. Keep on breathing. And on that last one, you're going to hold your open clam, teeny pulses up, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Boy, are those tough. I want you to locate your band because we're going to need your band for this next series. From here, we're going to make our way onto all fours. Booty is on fire, but we're going to work it just a little bit more from here. Take your band, try to loop it around the sole of one foot. Ideally, the foot of the leg that you started that sideline stuff with, but if not, it's totally fine. From here, we want both hands to make their way to the mat about underneath our shoulders. With that band looped around your foot, one end of the band on underneath either hand, you're going to hover that knee up, flex your foot, and just start to press that leg straight back, and then bend that knee back in. Press that leg back, and then bend that knee in. Lots of work for your quad, the front of your leg here as well. As you reach back, big exhale, try to squeeze your tush and keep those hips as square as possible down towards the ground. This is the only exercise you're gonna do here with the band on all fours. So if you're like, this is tough on my wrist, try to lift up a little bit more from your shoulders. Find more strength in your center and your core. And try to focus on your leg reaching as far away from you as you possibly can. Now, can you create resistance in both directions? So don't just let that band pull you in, but use your core to think knee towards my chest to resist as that band pulls you in, using the back of your thigh, using your obliques. We've got 4 more on this side, 3 more on this side, foot is flexed. And then after this last one, you can come on in. We're just gonna do the exact same thing on the other side here. So take that band, loop it around the arch of your other foot. That band's coming right between your knees so that both hands can land on top of either end, right underneath those shoulders. Hover your knee up and start to press away. Big exhale each time that leg goes long. I promise it helps you. Very easy to start to dump into that opposite side hip. Think about your abdominals, rib to hip connection on the moving leg side as you draw that knee in. You're gonna feel deep work in your psoas here, the deepest muscle of your hip, which is also attached to those deep layers of your core and your inner thighs. So you might feel all of those muscles working, and just know that that's correct. That's the purpose. Total body here, because there's support in your shoulders and your back as well. We are here for 4 more. Use that exhale. Reach, reach, reach. And then once you're done with that 4th one, you can set your knee down, take that band away, and we'll pick it up again in a little bit. Going right back to all fours. From here, we're heading back to that right leg. You're gonna reach your right leg and your left arm long in 2 opposite directions. Feel your core start to work. Take the shake out of it as much as possible. Reach even longer, and then set them right back down. 2 more like that. Exhale as you reach. Try to hold. Find support. We're still on that same side. And then lower down with control. On this last one, you're gonna lift, you're gonna pause, hold it there, and then see if you can pulse up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch with both that leg and that arm. Feel that work across your center. Square yourself off, shoulders and your hips. Recollect, nice long neck. Opposite shoulder down our back. You've got 4, 3, 2, set them all the way down, same thing on the other side. Left leg, right arm, reach, feel the difference. Find your support, find your strength. We've got a couple of these to take the shake out of it. Set that down with control. Breathe out as you reach again. Longer instead of higher, promise that helps. Opposite shoulder down your back, set those down, reach one more time, hold. Keep your neck long, and then start to lift up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Square off those hips, strong support in that opposite grounding shoulder. Pull that shoulder away from your ear. Really reach longer, longer, longest. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and then set that down, sit back on those heels, little child's pose, stretch. Take some weight out of your wrists, climb those fingertips forward, and shake your head like you're saying no. From here, we'll roll on up, locate that band. We're gonna take that band with us to lie on our back, just like we started class, lying on our back. Now, as you make your way to your back, we're actually gonna hook our band around both of our feet here. So remember when you went around the sole of one foot on all fours? You're gonna hook it around the sole of both feet while you're here. Grabbing on to either end of the band, your knees are bent in towards your chest. You're just gonna lock both elbows to the mat, right on either side of you. Now start with your head down, just feel your shoulders pull down your back. You're gonna imprint your spine. Keep your elbows locked in place. This is gonna work your biceps. You're just gonna send both legs straight out and then bend both knees back in. Breathe out as they reach out.
breathe in as they come in. So you're kind of shooting them up at like a 45-degree angle, feeling the work in your biceps and your core. As you press those legs away, just notice that your head already wants to start to peel off the ground. That is where we're going next. So embrace this with your head down first for 3 more, for 2 more. Now, once those legs are straight, we're going to pause with them straight. Can you keep your elbows locked in place? As you curl your head, neck, and chest up, think like you're grabbing that apple between your chin and your chest, and then knees towards your nose, knees shoot out long. Knees towards your nose, knees shoot out long. Try to press equal pressure with both feet here. Let both legs lengthen at the same rate. You can see if they're lengthening at different rates, so be aware. It is easier to do this exercise with your head lifted, believe it or not. Engage with your core. Flexed feet helps us for 3. Flexed feet helps us for 2. And then after this last one, pull those knees in, set your head, neck, and shoulders down. Take a breath. My right foot is going to stay in that band, and my left leg is just going to reach down long on the mat. You're going to kick your right leg straight up towards the sky like I've done here. Elbows stay locked in place. Head stays down as we lower a straight right leg and then lift it up, up, up. Lower down, 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 and lift it up, up, up. Now can you keep both hips steady? Can you keep both sides of your spine long, your torso long? So think about that right side of your torso. Don't let it crunch together as your leg lifts, but keep your tailbone locked to the mat as much as you possibly can. Nice big stretch while you strengthen on this one. Breathing out on the way down, turn on the back of your thigh. Notice that range of motion in your hip, like we talked about with those baby leg circles on our side earlier. We're going to head in to a larger leg circle from here. You want to cross your body first. So over to the left first, out to the right, up to the sky. Over to the left, out to the right, and then up towards the sky. As you draw this circle, keep your right hip down. Keep both sides of your torso long. Keep your core active. And I want you to think about your thigh bone drawing the circle instead of about your foot. It's just going to make the work deeper for your hip, lubricate your hip better, and work those small muscles that support your hip. We're reversing the direction of your circle from here. So out to the right first, then down and around. Turn on your inner thighs as well on both sides to help you keep those hips steady. Your supporting leg, that bottom leg, is firmly pressing down. It's helping you. So there's work on both sides. We've got 3 more on this side. And then we're just going to do those same 2 exercises with the other leg here. So I know this feels wonderful, but let's give the other leg a shot. You can bend that right knee in towards you. Left foot makes its way into the band. Right leg shoots out long on the ground as our left leg lifts towards the sky. We're starting with that straight leg lift and lower. Elbows locked in place. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Turn on your abs here, think heavier tailbone here, because as your leg goes towards the sky, your low back is going to want to flatten. The back of your belly button is going to want to come into that imprint, that pelvic rock. Do the best you can to resist that. That's where you're going to get better work for the back of your thigh, better stretch for those hamstrings, which are tight on virtually everybody. And then we're going to head into those leg circles. You want to cross your body first. So over to the right first, out and up. Over to the right, out and up. Can we keep that left hip super heavy, super grounded? And find that engagement in those inner thighs. Find that engagement down your core so that both sides of your torso stay long. Readjust as you move if you need to. So constantly trying to perfect that form instead of just letting the move take over, letting our mind take over. You're the one who controls that form, controls your body. We're going to reverse after this next circle. So you'll circle out towards the side first. Just make sure again that both hips stay heavy. This time it's more important to think about that right hip staying down, lifting that toe to 12 o'clock with every single exhale. For 3 more. And then after this third circle, both feet are coming back in to that resistance band. So you can bend that left knee in, bring both feet back in. Both legs are gonna unfold straight up towards the sky. Elbows lock in place. We're curling our head up, so we're in that abdominal curl. Keep your abdominal curl as both legs start to lower, exhale. Both legs start to lift, inhale. Both legs lower down, exhale. Both legs start to lift, inhale. Just like that toe tap at the start of class. You only want to lower as low as you feel like your abs can support your low back. So we never want to go too low where our low back starts to do the work. Your biceps are working hard here to stabilize that band. Your abs, your legs, of course, are working hard. Try to stay as steady as you can in your pelvis for 3. So nice for 2. And then after this one, go ahead and hug both knees all the way in towards your chest. You can set your head down, take that band out from your feet. You're gonna grab onto your legs, roll all the way up to take a seat. And we're gonna tie our band around our thighs from here. So that band's coming around your thighs, just above your knee. You're gonna tie it in a knot right there, just above your knees. And then once it's right there tied in place, you can go ahead and reach both hands straight out in front of you. We're gonna take a half roll back. So breathe out, start to tuck your tailbone under, belly button to spine. Roll halfway back, shoulders down away from your ears. Find the length, reaching out all 10 fingertips. And then sit right back up. 2 more like that. Exhale as you take a half roll back. Inhale as you sit up nice and tall. This time, take your half roll back, pause in that half roll back. You're gonna take both hands, reach underhand grip on that looped band. And then from here, it's a bicep curl. Think fists towards your chin, and then unfold. Fist towards your chin, and then unfold. Can you keep those elbows nice and close to your torso for this first set? Bicep curl as you exhale. Reaching in, squeezing into those upper arms. We are here for 3, for 2. We're gonna hold our bicep curls. See if we can float both legs up to tabletop. Can we keep both legs at tabletop? Lift our elbows up away from our hips, away from our torso. And bicep curl from here. Exhale as you pull that band towards your forehead this time. Super challenging to stay lifted up on those sits bones. Totally staple on those sits bones. I promise you've got this. We're almost done for 4, for 3, for 2. Listen carefully on 1. Slowly let go of that band. Keep it around those thighs as you reach both hands towards your ankles. Take 3 big breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more breath. Grab the backs of your thighs, set those feet down, and roll all the way down onto your back. Once you've landed on your back, you're going to squeeze those glutes, power your hips straight up towards the sky. Hip flexors need a stretch after that half roll back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that booty, and then lower your seat right back down. Long neutral bridge. We're doing 4 more of those. Exhale, power up. Inhale, lower with control. Exhale, power up. Inhale, lower with control. Last 2 like this. Last 1 like this. Lower all the way down. Bring those feet to a Pilates V. Last exercise, last working exercise. Button the back of your belly button down. Roll up. Pilates V, articulating bridge, 1 bone at a time. Once those hips are high, your knees are pulsing. Out an inch, in an inch. Out an inch, in an inch. Feel the sides of your seat working. Outer thighs working. Super, super tough. Navel towards your spine. We are here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it there, roll all the way down, and then give those knees a big hug in towards your chest. Feel that breath running up and down your body. Feel that expansion, that length, that strength in your center. You can make your way up to sit. We are all done today. I bet you're feeling more than just foundations after that one. I'll see you next time on the mat.